Howdy, and welcome to the Old West Travelers YouTube channel. Today, we're taking a look back in October of 1904 down in Tucson, Arizona for another great classic gunfight. Now you see, old Harry Wheeler was a 27-year-old ex-United States Army cavalryman who had that strict military duty worked up into him. Wheeler had joined the Arizona Rangers in July of 1903 as a private, and in just a few short months managed to work his way up to a sergeant. He was stationed in the small town of Wilcox, Arizona, about 60 miles to the southeast of one of the fastest growing towns in Arizona at the time, Tucson. Sergeant Wheeler had duties to handle up in Tucson on Saturday, October 22, 1904. Thus, he rode into town the night before and stopped into Wanda's restaurant down on Congress Street when he found himself right in the middle of a holdup. Two men were approaching the nearby Palace Saloon. One man took position across the street as a lookout, as the other man, Joe Bostwick, went around back to the saloon to make his heist. Once inside, he noticed just a few of the regulars were there, so he pulled out his red bandana, complete with eye holes, along with his long-barreled .45, and shouted, "Hands up!" He ordered the few men inside to a side room, but one gentleman was able to make a run for it and get away. Bostwick then made his way around the saloon, picking up money from the various gambling tables. That lone man who got away ran down the street and ran into old Wheeler and told him, "Don't go in there. There's a holdup going on." Wheeler told the man, "That's all right. That's what I'm here for." You see, Wheeler was an expert with his Colt .45. He pulled his sidearm and made his way to the front door of the Palace Saloon. Just then, old Joe Bostwick spotted him and went to fire. But Wheeler's hammer dropped before his, and his old .45 bullet just grazed old Bostwick's forehead right above his right eye. In a panic, Bostwick started firing off random shots as Wheeler took aim again and scored a direct hit in the right side of Bostwick's chest. The bandit grabbed at his chest and in pain fell to the ground. Now, during all this, that old feller across the street who was supposed to be on lookout, well, he fired around right in that saloon. But his lead found its way into a roulette table leg instead of Wheeler. And a few days later, old Joe Bostwick, he'd pass away from his injuries. A few years later, Harry Wheeler would run and become the sheriff of Cochise County, Arizona. Now, if you enjoyed this classic gunfight tale, I invite you to check out a book by Bill O'Neill entitled Captain Harry Wheeler, Arizona Lawman. It goes into some great detail and many more stories about the places and things that old Captain Harry Wheeler did. There's a link in the description below to purchase this book from my Amazon affiliate link, and yes, you will make me a nickel or two if you buy this book and help support the channel. Well, until next week, thank you so much for listening to another Old West Traveler tale. We'll see you next week.